Yeah. Um, so first off, to warm it up, we were talking about a bit of relationships, men and women, and we got to talking about the Beauty and the Beast story. My idea was basically the woman in natural days today kind of act like the woman in the Beauty and the Beast, looking for a way to find beastie ass niggas. But then before you get to that layer of the beast, there's that jock who is what again? What word did you say?
I just say he's a jock.
Just a jock? Okay, yeah. Basically a jock that like boasts as much of his like energy as much as possible instead of naturally being him. He always wants validation. But the beast be real quiet, got all the money because he got his own castle, and he's real secluded to himself. I don't know how long it took for her and the beast to like really lock in, but we switched it a little bit. I said this and then he corrected me. I had said men is like trying to find the beauty in the beast of woman. He has said, nah, we be trying to find we be trying to find the beauty in the jocks of women. You know what I'm saying? So that shit blew my mind when he
Yeah,
had said that.
I only say that because look. So let's look at the first example.
Right.
So we have the. He said we're trying to look at, or women are trying to find, the man that's equivalent to the beast,
Mm-hmm.
high status.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he can protect and provide,
Mm-hmm.
providing through his finances, protecting through his beastly nature,
Mm-hmm.
kind-hearted. He has anger issues because he needs some type of conflict.
Always.
But at the end of the day, he's proven himself to be a masculine man,
Yeah.
traditional masculine man.
Right.
Whereas we got the jock,
Mm-hmm.
I would say he's a form of a promiscuous man, a modern
Mm-hmm.
man, a secular man,
Mm-hmm.
a man with no morals, a
Yeah.
man that gets what he wants whenever he wants and treats everybody like objects or whatever.
Literally, that's exactly how he acts in the movie.
So, go to now, our perspective as men is, I think her name is Aurora, the princess.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Fire.
looking for our beast, quote unquote, which is the traditional women
Mm-hmm.
that have virtue,
Mm-hmm.
that have chastity, and that are nurturing, and that want to reproduce, that want to marry.
Mm-hmm.
But we're in a sea of the jocks, which is promiscuous women that have no values, no virtues, no responsibilities, want all authority. And we were talking about this because we were talking about how everything has been indoctrinated by feminism for the past 100 years. Just think about it. In Toy Story, I don't know, I don't remember which one it is, but I think it's either three or four. Every Toy Story before that,
Mm-hmm. I was about to look it up on my phone. It's right there.
every Toy Story before that,
Yeah.
it was normal gender roles.
Yeah.
But now it's switching, and it starts off something as simple as this: male, stupid, dumb; female, intelligent, smart, leads.
Mm.
So it already inverses the gender roles. Then you take it a step further. Let's make the female protag lesbian, and let's normalize that. So we got the strong, independent woman persona already established.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna use that to destigmatize shame towards women being masculine. Second, we're going to destigmatize LGBTQ. How are we going to do that? We're going to make the female protag lesbian and find a partner.
I wonder when Toy Story, because I remember two came out. Like one came out in the 90s, Two came out early 2000s. I think three came out either late 2000s or early 2010s. And that makes me think about the movie where like the teddy bear was the boss of the
Yeah,
freaking.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was the one where she turned lesbian. I think it was four
I don't know either. That made me think about the
because they
teddy
had the
bear
fork and
dude.
the spoon.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy. They fucking made an animation. Spork? Was it the Spork? It
I
was just
don't remember. I didn't watch it.
yeah. But I don't want you to miss your point with that because, however, I want to bring up the bear, the boss that we usually see is not what we see as far as like Woody and what's his name?
Buzz.
Yeah, Woody and Buzz are like the epitome, even though it's in toy form, kind of like what a man is trying to become. Because Buzz is trying to be the best goddamn spaceman, and then Woody is just being the best cowboy he can be. But obviously, since they're in toy form and they're a family, it's kind of like these two are like the godfathers of the whole entire group or something. And they're trying to ensure that there's stability, they're still family, and they can grow together. And in that process, it's kind of funny how majority of like that movie where the bear was kind of the boss of everything, it just kind of shows like the soft um like a beast can come in many forms. It doesn't have to be big and ugly and scary. It can be soft, cute, and cuddable, cuddleful. But it's just wild because I wonder if like how often are the men that's trying to be virtuous, that tries to be intentional, how often do we have to continue to fight to have like justice and like unconditional love be put across the board? Because it's like as if they show it in the smallest micro world as toys, the micro is a representation of the macro. If they're showing that in toys, then we're going through the same thing as people. That shit is the kind of it's kind of like fuck.
Wait, say that point again, cause I it was good.
So
Where you were talking about just say it again.
so Toys, the TV show itself, is the animated version of like it shows the animated life of toys if they could be alive. Everything they're going through is the macro or micro version of what a macro experience is going through. So like when in one of the Toy Stories
No, it
where
was before that. It was before
oh before those
yeah, because you were saying men and unconditional love.
oh
You asked a
yeah
question.
okay, so basically Woody and Buzz continue to fight to have their family be put in a good position, and they usually have to fight somebody or overcome some type of resistance, whether it's a beast form or feminine presence type of form, just in a toy form that they have to continue to fight by. And the monster that they had to go against in that one movie with the bear wasn't like an ugly face or nothing. It was just a teddy bear. They made it look kind of scary because lighting, sounds, and all of that. But it was like they had to make a different form of a beast with a very lovable face. And I think that's really, really interesting because, like, the traditional man, the Buzz Lightyear, the Woodies, they look like exactly what they're trying to be, an astronaut trying to make sure his family that's in another world is okay, and Woody taking care of his farm, taking care of his what I'm saying, his animals, his everything. And them two being literally a grounded version of how a man can be and a literal space version of how a man can be put together in the same environment to have their leadership qualities mesh in the best way possible is really interesting how they got to fight and try to find different ways to take care of their fam, and they got to do it against multiple different odds.
The reason why I wanted you to bring up that point again is because it reminds me of how in this day and age we're struggling so much against gender roles.
Yeah.
And the reason what caught me off of what you said was like how much like what more do traditional men have to do to get traditional women? Because women don't want to be traditional. We're in a society now where they don't have to be.
Yeah.
There's every incentive to not be a traditional woman. There's no shame for promiscuity.
Hmm.
There's no shame for leaving the marriage. There's no shame for anything. Shame is gone.
Yeah.
So it gives women a set of privilege that they don't deserve, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. The only reason they're gonna get that they're going to get that because at the end of the day, we need them to reproduce. The shitty part is that we reproduce with people, but don't actually either build people up or help people release the things that's gonna actually allow them to be better nurturers. Because there's people who have children right now, 9 times out of 10, are treating, they're unconsciously treating their children the same way their mother treated them. And even though they could be in a nicer house or, in a bigger enough space where everybody has their own area, the energy of that home is not where each child is healthy mentally, working to be healthy emotionally, and then healthy physically. There's always something that's causing an issue. And usually, it's not saying perfection, not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a lot of avoidance. I just literally watched a podcast not too long ago, really a lecture talking about how you have light, dark father, light and dark mother, right? The mother that we all majority know about is Mother Nature, and then you have the Earth itself, which is the mother we live on top of, and then you also have the mother of like the subconscious. And majority of the time, what we have an issue with is we avoid our own problems, and we think that problem just disappears. No, there's a presence that holds and takes care of those problems, so you don't have to think about it. But how often do you give yourself the chance to even appreciate the fact that, one, you could do the daily things like, breathe, eat, see, walk, like the natural things you can do. Giving appreciation to that allows that mother type force not feel as if, oh, I'm just handling your baggage and you can't even appreciate the little things in life. You know what? I'm gonna let this seep into your mind just a little bit. Just cause you can't even be even a little bit appreciative for what you have. And like that's the I feel the stress and depression that people go through when it comes to things they're avoiding. Because no matter how much you can laugh and all that stuff, 9 times out of 10, if you're not like giving a genuine appreciation to what's around you, there's a higher chance that stress and depression will seep back into your reality. And to have it bring it all the way back full circle with traditional women and everything, men don't know how to be traditional with themselves. Like you use the word secular a lot, which I actually like a lot better than sexual, because secular gives it more of like, is that more of a Bible term? No.
Secular just secular is a societal word. It literally
Okay.
just means like absent religion. That's
Oh.
all it means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving without no morals connected to a spiritual practice. Would you say is that could be it?
I mean, yeah, you could define it as that, but the easiest way is just no religion at all.
Okay.
Like an atheist would be a secularist.
Got you. Got you. So ask your question again.
Yeah. So I did want to go back to what you were saying. Like even with, when it came to you talking about the kids and how, when kids come from this certain set of circumstances, they're not being taken care of,
Hmm.
this, that, and the third. Well, that's cool and all. If you can get to that point, even in this society,
Mm.
how are you going to, how are you as a traditional man going to convince an antinatalist to have children. And do you know what that is?
Mm.
An antinatalist is someone that hates kids or like abhors children, does not want to have children. Abortion, people that are in favor of abortion, some of them are antinatalists. Not saying all of them, some of
Yeah.
them are antinatalists.
Okay. That's interesting because it pisses me off when people say I hate kids. I'm like, nigga, you were one. You hated yourself. You hate the little kid inside of you. You hate the little nigga that like playing with Legos and fucking and Game Boys and fucking Wii and shit. Like,
And,
what? How do you hate kids?
and you
Like,
know what's the worst part? To that hypothetical question or rhetorical question, they would answer yes.
hmm, I,
And you know what they'll say next?
mhm.
My parents should have aborted me.
Yeah, I've heard like when I hear women say my dad is just a sperm donor, that shit be kind of like because when I was younger, people like women would say it, and you would kind of just brush it off. But like, say for instance, you're like you would hear it. The youngest I remember hearing that was like middle school, middle school, freshman high school. But hearing that in your senior year from a woman, or even like in college from a woman, it's like you calling them a sperm donor. Do you even respect like what masculinity is? Because yeah, your dad is that, but that means you're also like disrespecting the fact that he did something to get you here. He may not have taken care of you, for sure, 100%. I agree. Don't fight me for it. However, calling him that is subconsciously calling the masculine force that supports your life just a sperm donor or a donor of energy instead of like something that attributes to who you are. Because all of us are 50% our mother and 50% of our father. Everything after that, genetic wise, is the things you pick up as you continue to live. So, yeah, that shit's crazy. Like, sperm donors got it. When people said that back in the day, I was like, damn.
You know what's even crazier than that?
What?
Even like I was watching an abortion debate,
I know
and
that was, oof, shit.
it's actually not as bad as you think because they're actually kind of stupid. But
Damn.
but but they were talking about the offspring,
mm,
and the offspring scientifically, it's a new set of DNA.
mm,
Like yeah, they got pieces of it from mom, pieces of it from dad, but the
mm-hmm,
way it comes together, it's a whole different set of DNA. Like it is its own set of DNA.
mm-hmm,
They just took bits and pieces.
mm-hmm.
So it may not be 50-50 even.
Okay.
It may be 70-30. It may be 80-20. But at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, the offspring itself is its own organism. It has its own DNA.
Mm-hmm.
So
That is a better way to look at it too. Yeah.
when you're in an abortion argument, you could argue when they say, oh, well, it's not a human,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's biological proof that it is because the embryo itself
Mm-hmm.
has its own set of DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
they say it's not even considered a human at the embryo phase. But biology and scientists say that human life begins at conception. So as soon as sperm meets egg cell,
Human life
human
starts.
life starts.
And that's technically a new, like, I don't want to use the term supercomputer because that's then making me, like, unconsciously compare a human life to a machine. I want to use a better word that's more organic. So I want to correct myself because when you said that, that made me think about the 50-50 with the genetic thing I was saying. And I think now that I'm kind of like observing it for real, it definitely depends on the purpose of that light that goes inside of the egg. Because, for instance, bro, we were both in embryos at a certain point. We were in a belly of fucking water, upside down, just floating in that motherfucker. You were doing just like this. And we was doing that, we had to download or pick up or observe information that our mother has and also embrace the information that our father gave to us or our father presented us with. Like it's a very interesting slippery slope. Um yeah, I think it's definitely just depends on the purpose of that light, that piece of light. Because I don't think I'm like 50-50 my mom and dad at all. Like I don't think so. Um, I think my genetics specifically looks at my mom's side as like maybe 36%, and then like my dad's side is like, um, thank God he said that because I was gonna be like, twin, what are we doing? Um, yeah, I think, damn. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, here's how I think look at it, right? The embryo has its own genetic makeup when it's created. It's supported by the mother and father because the father presented the light, the mother holds the light, which puts it inside of a body. And the body's formed for 9 months, whether it be 8 or 10, because it don't matter. Well, it varies. And I think that it's kind of like the book bag in Dora the Explorer. Without the book bag being part of Dora the Explorer, she wouldn't be able to explore as much as she can because the bag adds to her ability to explore. Without the explorer part, she's just Dora. And I think in comparison with the concept of like children and genetics and stuff like that, especially coming from both sides of the parents, mother and father, it's gonna be cool how we put this together with your traditional and modern. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I just noticed that. But however, to get back on it, I think that when the embryo is inside of the mother and is forming and all of that, it's choosing the amount of genetics that it must needs from the father and mother to not just survive but thrive because it knows that it's going to be outside of that water at a certain point. Because babies are intelligent, no matter how much they cry and fuss and do nasty shit, they are intelligent because we were that at a certain point. 9 times out of 10, we can look at if we could travel back in time or whatever and look at our baby child self, we probably know exactly what that little child self is trying to say to us or vice versa. It's just the child doesn't have the consistent muscle memory to say certain words. Because that's really all the words that we were able to learn how to do is muscle memory. Our voice box is its own fucking muscle. That's why singers and all of that. I tried it one time. I stayed with one high note for like at least 5 minutes. This shit was like strained afterward. I had to stop
Okay.
for I had to stop for like 30 minutes. So to bring all of this all the way back to traditional,
I could bring it back real easy.
go ahead.
All that you just said doesn't matter in modernity because women don't want it.
I think they do. I just don't think they know. Like, I think they aren't. This puts me to this one idea. So this is a guy who had posted this video. Jair actually reposted it too. I think he has said majority of women are working themselves so hard they can't even be a woman. So, for example, they have to work 40 hours a week because they chose that lifestyle instead of picking somebody or deciding to just stay with a person regardless if it was hard or whatever. They have to put in the work that they need to do to survive just as much as we do. Ours is obviously more labor like because we're men, but theirs is more psychologically like an energy usage. And they have periods, we don't. So their range of emotions throughout an entire month is like times probably 10 or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I can't speak on the amount of emotional roller coaster they go through. But because of the amount of emotional roller coasters they go through, and they don't tap into that roller coaster to figure out how they can coast with it, and with the fact that a lot of them are secular, like you said, which means they don't have no religious like bandwidth or anything that they can align themselves with that supports their morals, and they probably don't even have morals itself. All that lines up to where what you say can be true, where it's not really modernized for women to want to be traditional and have traditional children.
You know, it's even crazier. It's their choice because it's been indoctrinated to be their choice.
through media.
How long since me and you have been alive, we've been taught as little children to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason why they pushed the propaganda out, the left,
Mm-hmm.
by the left, I mean the political left.
Yeah.
The political left pushed the propaganda of females going to college so that females can spend their times in college
Mm-hmm.
getting more career focused, getting more independent, matching the agenda of advocating for women's rights
Mm-hmm.
to put women in the political system as political cogs so that they can get whatever policies they want passed.
Mm-hmm.
All they have to do is just create propaganda
Mm-hmm.
that caters to women.
Yeah.
Think about it. In every election, the Democrats always put out stuff about the Republicans saying it's all catered to women. The Republicans want your grandma to die because they want to take away life insurance. They want to take away your welfare. They want to take away your kids' lunch
They do be
at
kind of
school.
ODing them campaigns. They be ODing that shit.
But in reality, it's working in their favor because for the past 100 years, they
Mm-hmm.
gotten women to a point to where they want them as pawns within the political sphere
Mm-hmm.
to get degeneracy passed. Why do you think LGBTQ is a thing? It was an agenda. Why do you think abortion was a thing?
Mm-hmm.
And then think about it. If you want to stick with the topic of abortion, let's bring it back and peel back all the layers to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
What was the number one contraceptive back in the day?
And what time period when you say back in the day? We old enough to say that.
I'm just going to say 2,000 years ago.
2000? Okay. 2000, so that's around ACVC type shit.
What was the biggest contraceptive?
Define contraceptive, please.
Canceling birth,
Canceling birth. Um,
like birth control.
Birth control.
Number one birth control 2,000 years ago. What was it?
I have no idea.
Abstinence.
Oh, yeah.
So we started there.
Mm-hmm.
We moved forward to, I don't know when condoms came out.
Yeah, I think maybe let's
So
say 60s,
we got
70s.
enlightenment thinkers.
Mm-hmm.
We got new ideas of liberty, bodily autonomy,
Mm-hmm.
sexual liberty.
Mm-hmm.
We started bringing in condoms.
Mm-hmm.
Condoms was the first, well, if not the first, because I don't know the knowledge, but I would say, from my knowledge, it's the first form of contraceptive,
Mm-hmm.
which seems harmless,
Yeah.
right? But it led to more promiscuity because now you could have protected sex.
Mm-hmm.
When protected sex shouldn't even be a thing because we should be practicing abstinence, right?
Yeah.
Let's go a step further.
Yeah.
What comes after condoms?
Birth control.
Okay, and that comes in a form of a pill.
It's three versions. You can either get it put inside of your vagina.
Well, I'm just talking about first. First, it
Uh,
starts off, let's just say it starts off as a pill.
yeah.
So now you got condoms, birth control
Mm-hmm.
via oral.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got the two other that you were going to mention, the injection
Arm and then in the
and
vagina
in the
too.
vagina.
Yeah.
If that's not enough, we want to liberate women so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, despite all these four contraceptives, if nothing else fails and you don't want to use any of those four and you voted for them,
Mm-hmm.
we'll give you the option to vote for you to have the ultimate form of contraception
Mm-hmm.
through the least moral way,
Which is.
abortion. Now we've made it to where it is completely reversible. You can have sex, get blasted in, be 6 months pregnant, kill your kid,
Mm.
go have sex again.
Damn. That kind of sounds like the line in a fucking warehouse, don't it?
And then we peel back all the layers, right? It all started with abstinence.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this, like, there is balance to everything, to be honest. Because
So there's balance to having the right and the ability to murder your own kid.
sadly, yeah, they made it that way. Would I prefer it? No. If I could choose how I would want it to be, um, I would rather women, to be honest, just understand you are the key to life. So if you're the key to that and sex, and literally your box is the fucking entry point, um, I would choose your partners wisely, and I wouldn't even promote school for them. I would promote self education, learn about your anatomy and how you can be the best influence in your immediate space, and then gradually make that bigger and bigger and bigger. Because at the end of the day, men could be a ray of sunshine, but they're a ray of like life. Like when a woman walks in the room, everyone's turning their head, especially if she's like just gorgeous from the top to bottom. Like if you know what I'm saying, the opposite sex comes in the room, that's all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Unless bro literally has like chains or whatever, some shit.
Status.
Right. So I think that abstinence should be practiced a little bit more, even for me too. God damn
Well, then let me ask you a
it.
question. So you said that your first point, well, first you said, not first, but you said that women should be educated within, bettering themselves. And then what was it that you said before that?
So
It was in reference to the abstinence thing
abstinence.
and the
Oh
you
yeah,
said they were the box to life. There
yeah.
we go.
They're
So
they're the key to life.
yeah, so here's my question.
Hmm.
What in modern day times gives women an incentive to be a key to life?
What in modern day times give women the incentive to be the key to life? Well, everything that men do, 99.99% of the time, we're doing it to impress women so that we can have the ability to attract the woman we want and create more life. The problem is there's a lot of men attracting women with the wrong fucking reasons and wrong fucking purposes and wrong intentions, which lead to women following these same niggas that move with the wrong purpose, wrong intentions, and then see guys like you and me and be like, eh. Or they would minimize the value of what we have because of the knowledge that we have. However, most women may or may not. It all depends on the perspective of that woman and the frequency that she carries on a daily basis. And for those who's listening, your frequency is basically determined on what you frequently do. So, yeah, Kevin Hart.
Okay, let me ask this a different way.
Uh-huh.
So if it's the case, put yourselves in the shoes of a modern woman right now.
I'm gonna try. I'll try.
We That's all we can do, but
Yeah,
let's just go through the logic.
let's be delusional for half a second.
So the question is, what incentive does a modern woman have to be the box of life, right?
Mhm.
According to your example, I would say they have no incentive. Here's why. None.
Blocked by James.
None. Like let's just go through it. Let's just go through it.
Go ahead.
As a woman now, you can have maximum power, maximum control, maximum authority, no accountability, no shame,
Hmm.
all the sex you want.
Hmm.
Don't have to worry about kids because there's six different types of contraceptive. You're empowered to be promiscuous. You're empowered to be focused on self, focused on career, focused on accolades. And you are indoctrinated to see men as indispensable
Yep.
and invaluable.
Yep.
So, with all that being said, let's ask the question one more time. What incentive do modern women have today to be the box of life?
Ha, ha.
And then I didn't even add marriage. You can get married, you get all incentive to leave marriage and get stuff out of the marriage
Mm-hmm.
unless there's prenup. So you can marry, plot, divorce, you get alimony, you get child support.
Mm-hmm.
You get paid for the rest of his life until he dies.
Mm,
You get money.
mm. That
Men are
was,
also reaching out to you to give you money.
yeah.
And you don't have to do anything. You got the superpower.
Mm-hmm.
So, what incentive do you have to sacrifice all the power you have for less by being the box of life in a modern woman's sense? Traditional women's flip flop. The power is in having the children, having the
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
having the ring,
Yeah.
having the chastity, having the virtues.
Yeah. 100%.
But as far as the modern woman, what incentive do you have to actually build a family, to actually do your duty, to actually have that role of being a reproductive
Honestly,
partner?
honestly, no. But you know how I'm gonna start saying shit. I'm gonna say no, but still support them in some type of way because I just love women. And for the modern woman, bro, I think I don't think that all.
I can't support them. I just can't. It's literally Satanist
I feel
and
you, bro.
evil.
I can respect that because that's just how you view it, and it makes sense.
Like how
I
prove to
just
me how it's not.
I'm not going to at all. I'm just going to share. I'm just going to share
Like
this.
what I'll ask you a better question. Why defend them?
I'm not about to defend them. I was just going to share different pillars of what I think, like different types of traditional and modern women are. That's what I'm about to do. I wasn't going to defend them because I think
Because
I
you were
don't.
saying, you know me, I'm gonna still try and find something good to say about them. You're just feeding them more ammo. They
Uh,
want you to be the simp to encourage them to continue to uphold the false power.
so okay, if I share the different versions of both, is that still doing that or no?
As far as like different versions, like
Like for instance, if I play basketball with Nike shoes, and I also got Under Armour and Adidas, that's all. That's what I mean.
oh, so you just want to talk about different demons? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, at least we can know what they are. Or like this, that's the thing I've learned not only through my journey. Like, if you at least know what the evil is, it's easier to defend against it because now you are aware of it. It's kind of like if you can go 15 years living the best life ever, but then you go to the doctor after like 2 more years after that 15, you realize you had cancer the whole time. What if in that 15 you went to the doctor in that third year, you realized you had cancer, you was healing yourself all the way, and by the time you get to that 15th year, and that cancer that was there in the beginning is now healed. So that's the only reason why I'm bringing it up. It's not to defend them, it's so that we can understand the different archetypes of them so we can identify it. And then when we identify it, then we can either make a decision of do we want to completely avoid this or do we want to lend a hand on to see like, hey, how can we fix this? Or back to one, avoid. I don't like to avoid that much because it gets to a certain point where like people need people. It's just if it gets to a point where I have to like if that avoidance isn't working and they're still doing the fucked up shit, they're just gonna be put in that world where things are just fucked up. And that's something I gotta accept. I ain't gotta be nothing to do with you. I'm just saying you yeah, yeah,
I was about to say because
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
from my
yeah.
perspective,
I shit.
because you say I don't want to avoid, but my view is to avoid them.
Yeah, yeah,
Here's why.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here's why.
I can agree. I can agree.
Shame. I actually heard this today
Mm,
in a debate. shame, like societal shame, is more powerful than law.
Mm. Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
I'll give you an
Yeah.
example. When you're in the movie theaters or when you're in a line for anything,
Uh-huh.
a person will be more inclined not to do this again. Here's what this person is going to do, they're going to cut the line.
Mm-hmm.
All the looks,
Mm-hmm.
all the condescending comments,
Mm-hmm.
the embarrassment,
Mm-hmm.
the shunning, the shame, the get get your get your A to the back of the line.
Mm-hmm.
All of that's gonna stay in your mind because it's not just a group of people
Mm-hmm.
that are paid to tell you to not do this.
Mm-hmm.
This is your fellow neighbors. These are your fellow human society, normal people
Mm-hmm.
telling you you need to be in line.
Yeah.
Now let's go to, let's just say like a small law or 30. But let's just go to like an actual law. Let's just say robbery.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the law tell you not to rob, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't give you any incentive not to rob. You can
Yeah.
get away with it,
Yeah, you definitely can. Smart enough, you can do it.
but you can't get away from shame.
At all. Okay. The
So,
shameless society that we're in makes it make it seem like you can do no wrong because there's nobody that's actually holding you accountable
there's
for
nobody to question you.
yeah. And that's
We,
because of the hive mind that people think like everyone's thinking a lot of people don't think like this or even have the ability to use their critical thinking to add to this. And that's the freaking problem.
you know what it is? The woke mindset. And you know what that is?
Mm.
The woke mindset is I'm not going to talk about this conversation because I am higher than this topic.
I want to say that's woke. That's more it's a different word. It's not egotistical.
It's woke ideology. Like as far as societal woke.
Societal woke, yeah, yeah. I'm
Like
just
as
trying to
far as like, on a political scale or whatever. Like
yeah.
you have woke ideology, LGBTQ ideology, like society, not
Yeah.
as far as like spiritualism.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking that. I was just trying to think of a better word because it was the same way like when we was talking yesterday and you used the word treat. It's kind of almost like that, and I'm trying to figure out like what's a better one.
I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah,
Woke is literally, for example, you bring up, we've been talking about abortion this whole time.
majority of the time,
Woke people would say, well, we shouldn't even be talking about this because we're higher than this.
yeah. Nah, that damn,
We're not going to talk about this topic that can bring shame because we're higher than shame.
damn. Mm.
And that's encouraged today. So
Mm.
this is why I say avoid the the promiscuous women, avoid these modern women. Men, avoid these modern women because the more you simp for them, the more power you give them to F you over,
Yeah,
and you're allowing it.
true. A lot, and then a lot of these women, bro. I've seen, I've seen videos where a woman will say, "Why should I submit to a man?" A man would give three solid points, and she's like, "Oh, oh, okay, okay." Women don't even haven't even given themselves to critically think on why they should even do it because they're so disconnected from their nature because they're being so masculine. That's the fucking problem. And I think that supports your idea that's saying, with feminism and all of that, because feminism is like a mask of female masculinity. That's kind of like the way I see it a bit. I don't go deep into to it as much, but when you talk about it, that's kind of what it sounds like in a way.
I'll give you the direct definition, and it's very short,
Hmm.
and it's very in line with what you're saying.
Okay.
Feminism the push towards egalitarianism. I'll explain all these.
What?
I'll explain all these
A
terms,
guy at the
but
tail.
I'll just give you but I'll just give you the definition and then I'll explain it.
Okay.
So feminism is the push towards egalitarianism by dismantling the patriarchy.
Okay.
So in English,
Translation.
feminism equals egalitarianism, which is equality between the genders,
Mm.
which equals no gender roles.
Mm.
Genders are interchangeable widgets. We're the same.
You see how you just went through damn near 3 layers just to get to that? That's like 3 different masks on top of what the fuck the purpose of what that is. That's crazy.
So
That's
that's the
crazy.
core pillar, equality. So feminism equals equality between the genders, aka egalitarianism,
Hmm.
by dismantling, which is taking away or tearing down the patriarchy.
Hmm.
Patriarchy means from the father or of the father. So, in simple terms, patriarchy equals men.
Hmm.
So, feminism equals equality between genders by tearing down men.
I need to process that for a second.
Yeah, take it in. And then think about today's day and age and see if it's true.
Cause it's like, cause there's layers to it. Just like how you broke down the layers that got all the way to no gender roles from the beginning of um feminism to got good the G word to sism.
Yeah, egalitarianism
Egalitarianism,
to
equality
patriarchy.
to patriarchy to no gender roles, right?
Well, no, it was feminism
Mm-hmm.
to egalitarianism,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically no gender roles,
Mm-hmm.
and that's due to tearing down the patriarchy, which is men.
Okay. The best way to tear down a man is to imitate him and do it better.
Nope. The best way to tear down a man is to get another man to do it.
It's the same thing, nigga.
No,
You just said the
because
same thing.
here's what I mean.
Okay.
Feminism in itself is contradictory.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I definitely say. I
No,
definitely
but
agree with that.
here's why. They're trying to dismantle the patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
But who do the feminists appeal to take down the patriarchy?
Men,
Which is
the patriarchy.
so as a feminist, you know women are not stronger than men.
Well, I'm not a feminist, so yes, that's a fact. But yeah.
Well, just in general, in this line of logic.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that you are not able to enforce your own agenda. So you're going to use the benevolence of the patriarchy, aka simps,
Mm-hmm.
to push your values out
Mm-hmm.
to get that goal of tearing down the patriarchy.
All of that is an elaborate way of what I just said too, which was I forgot. I like that.
Basically men tearing down men.
Yeah, men tearing down men, but it's mainly the men that ain't really being a man because he's allowing a woman to
Yep,
he's following a
yep,
woman
yep,
to be the best man that he can be, but he's actually tearing down men that's supposed to be leading women.
yep. And he's tearing down himself. Yep. And that's the society we live in.
I'm a little bit mind fucked, just a little bit, like just enough. Like when you get like when you get like a hot dog and you grilled it like it wasn't steam type shit. And you grilled it just enough, but you made two. You made the first one with the peppers, aka the information, and then the cheese, aka the depth of the information, and then the sauce on top, which is the 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 shit you didn't peep, and then the information. You had one, the other one you kind of full already off that one. Like that's me
You
right
just
now.
looking at it like,
I'm just like, damn.
I still gotta eat this one.
Oh God, what the fuck, nigga? God damn.
I'll give you just an example to even
Hold on, wait.
throw
This
some.
this is powered by Starbucks Double Shot.
No, literally.
This nigga started drinking this and locked in.
I'm gonna give you an example. We're gonna give you a side of fries with that hot dog.
God damn. Why? And y'all peep, I ain't say glizzy. Hot dog. Get your shit together. Fucking dickhead.
So feminism will be the very ones to say,
We over here having a live. Say what's up, Clan. Yep.
So tell me why my cat pissed on the damn bag. I had to rewash my whole damn bag.
Hey, no pun intended. That would have pissed me off. That's crazy. On the black bag?
Literally on my bag, my sports bags. I had to like smell it. I was like,
Damn. That's fucking tragic, bro.
he is currently in the laundry room in the little
Mm-hmm.
bag. So,
Yeah. Yeah, he's. I'm guessing it was Clover, wasn't it?
yes,
Yeah, because Coco was down here chilling.
yeah, he's neutered. That's why.
Uh, bro, we just.
Oh, he's like 3. He's already been past that stage. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
dang,
You have to work at 5?
at 5:30.
Okay. You got more to do, or are you straight now?
I'm done.
Okay, bet. You want to add into this conversation? We talking about. We went from genetics to
We went
feminism.
from Toy Story
Yeah.
to traditional men, traditional women and modern women.
Like, bro, we kind of bounced around a bit. Powered by Starbucks Double Shot Energy. Free promo, free promo.
So just think about this.
Yeah,
So let's add some fries to the hot dog.
yeah.
Feminists will be the very one to say we are oppressed, yet we have everything. So they'll say, well, women are more oppressed than men.
Hmm.
Here's how you counter that. And I want you to
And
genuinely,
that's so cap too. We are way more oppressed than them.
I want you to genuinely try and answer this question.
Uh huh.
Because so far I haven't heard an answer at all.
Okay.
What right or privilege do
Hmm.
you have as a man that is not shared with women?
What privilege or right do I have as a man that's not shared with women?
Yep.
The damn, what privilege or right do I have as a man that is not shared with women?
Yep.
That's not shared.
Not shared. As in, it is specific to you.
Hmm. Either I gotta do some reading or no. Jahir, do you have an answer?
Huh?
No, he don't either.
I didn't really hear the question.
Oh, I said, what privilege or right do you have as a man that is not shared with women?
Not share with women.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Privilege
Privilege or right
as a man. But
as a man that's not shared with women
in today's society, like
in today's
where we are
society.
right now, we don't have any rights. If we're not talking about context right now, we don't really have any rights pertaining to us. But privilege is like someone giving me something. So I don't feel like for that kind of sounds the same as all right.
Mm.
But so I would say neither, but we still have purpose though.
Yeah.
After all that, even not having privilege or right, you still have purpose. But yeah, I would say we have neither.
Okay.
Because that sounds like yo, you said I gotta give you the privilege to do something, right? You know,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
could just live and be right at the same time. Like
So then I got another question. What privileges do women have?
What privileges do I want?
What privileges do women have that men don't?
I ain't gonna lie, I think shit.
What privileges that men have that women don't?
No, what privileges do women have that men don't?
Hold on. You can speak me for it now, Jerry. What do you think?
I'm having that you know when you on a regular TV and you press the channel button? Yeah, I'm having that moment right now where the TV's like cuz shit, I really don't know.
Abortion
Enlighten this,
rights,
right?
I was finna say abortion, but I wasn't sure.
body
Abortion rights.
autonomy,
Abortion rights, body autonomy. Okay.
chivalry,
Cuz ain't no woman
or
doing this.
demanding chivalry.
Yeah, ain't no woman, ain't no man gonna demand chivalry from anybody.
Here's
So,
my main point I'm getting towards:
okay.
no selective service.
Mmm.
So here's where I'll go from there. If any modern woman comes to you and says, well, women are more oppressed than men, all you have to do to combat that is say, well, that is false because you have the right to vote us into war in which we can get drafted.
Mmm.
Us as men, we cannot even vote, and we have certain rights restricted from us if we do not sign up for the selective service, which means women get to vote for you to go stab somebody in the face with a bayonet, and they get to stay at home and have sex with everybody else.
Shit. I think I can eat the other hot dog now.
Are you saying that for all women though? For account of all women?
No, I think it's
Name one woman that's in the selective service that has to sign up for the selective service. Has to.
Not one woman because it's not built. The military. It's not built on women though. If it was, that'd be a whole different story. The whole thing is built on men having power. This whole history of everything has been having men have power. They diminish the black woman or just the woman in general, everything, because the woman also has power. The woman also um, gives spirit as well. Before we even come to being, we have spirit, and that spirit dwell within the woman as well because she held us within 9 months. There is no way we got to this earth without a woman. So the woman also has power too. So it's not to diminish men of what we do and the power that we have, but we also have to give credit to the woman as well. Because without them, we wouldn't be here.
that's a
Hey, I
thousand,
got, I got a question.
1000% true.
So then, what spirit is leading women for them to abuse the power of privilege to give them the right to send you to war and stab other men with bayonets in the face?
That's why we need to do more deep dives into
What spirit is leading that?
So what spirit is leading someone to
What
kill
spirit is
someone else?
leading women to
specifically.
have the right and the privilege
Mhm.
to vote you into war to stab other men in the face with bayonets? And basically, I'll just word it like this: what spirit is enabling women to have the privilege to vote for you to go die in war? Because they don't have to do selective service, you do. You have to sign up for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
If the draft comes, you have to go.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're in a war, women can vote for you to go and die in that war. What spirit is leading that power?
I wouldn't know what spirit. At the same time, we're in the system.
I got
All
three
of us
different.
are in the system, so
I got
it'd be
three of
different.
I got
They
three
don't
ideas.
have to vote, right?
Mm.
On the other hand, they don't have to vote for us to go in. Just like we don't got to vote for them to pro-abortion or you know what I'm saying. But we have control over that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You don't.
No, men do.
You don't.
Which we talking about voting?
No, I'm talking about. Okay, let me put it like
I'm
this.
saying men
That's-
has votes over the woman's whole. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like you said. um that women, I don't know if you're saying that they do vote for us to go in. I don't know if that's what you're
I'm just
saying.
saying they can.
They can, just like we can vote pro-abortion to take a life and call it you're killing a child, and for the woman to go to jail, right? It's the same thing we're doing.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything different.
Well, here's the
Good
thing.
point.
It's a good point, but when you look at the reality, when it comes to that topic, what percentage of voters primarily is for abortion, men or women?
Men?
For abortion?
You think it's women?
I think it's men too. I don't think it's
It's
women.
Okay,
different.
so let me
Well,
let me
just
ask
let's just think about it.
let me ask you this. For abortion meaning yes, you can kill your kid.
Yeah, it's
A
more
lot of
men. It's
I
a
would
lot of
say
men.
men,
Men
because
are
men don't want.
Nah, it's women, bro.
You think women?
damn.
It's women.
I'd be surprised.
It's women.
I mean, it's statistical fact.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd be
So
surprised.
even
The
if it's women,
majority
though,
of women.
even if it's women, we still have the power. Well, I want to say we because I don't got no power over women. But the head of government has the power over women when it comes to this is just facts though because they want to eliminate the woman from just obviously reproducing. Let's just put it in the more us our color. They want to stop us from reproducing. They want the white people to start producing more. So how is that not the same thing that men are doing to women? But we got to see it in the same context. Like I said, like I get what you're saying. Yes, they can vote us in. At the same time, why would we vote women into the military to go in and fight
Because
over us sit down and watch them fight over
because
men?
here's the thing.
Even though we don't, I don't want to go to war either. But
This whole system that we're talking about, which is the whole topic of this whole live,
most
is based off of feminism. Feminism has indoctrinated our system to where women are promoting egalitarianism, which is we are equal with you, men, but
oh,
we get privilege, you don't.
I don't think women are well to the fact that you
We
think
get
women are equal to men.
I don't think so.
no, that's
No, I don't agree. Well,
good. You don't
I don't
agree
agree.
because that's the truth. But here's the thing: your system that
Mm.
you are currently in advocates for women so much that they believe this to be true. They want women to be equal with men.
Yeah,
It's
because
a
But
fantasy though.
women,
That's
but
the
what?
whole fantasy that they give.
Yeah.
That's the whole fantasy though.
But here's the
It's the
thing.
it's to act like that, but real time is not that. Because think about it,
it's
women don't even
propaganda.
have that privilege, the right in religion. They
Mm,
don't even have those rights. They don't even got certain rights in religion. So what makes you think they will have right in actual real world time?
Well, that's the thing.
They say that to give them like all that power. Like they said, the women have more of a higher chance of getting better education and getting higher education more than men, and that's facts,
It
right?
is statistically true,
Statistically, that's true.
but that's because they're
That's
pushing
pushing it
women.
exactly.
They're
It's
pushing
being
women to
pushed.
do that.
But that's the system that's being pushed onto the. You know what I'm saying? It's different if it wasn't a system
yeah.
and we just bam. You know what I'm saying? Did our own thing, but it's a system already in place of all that. Everything is controlled.
Yeah, and I'm saying that system of control is based on women that want to be or see themselves as equal to men. But here's the thing,
Mm,
they want equality, absent responsibility, absent accountability, absent duty, but all authority.
mm,
And this party that we vote for, the left, is the system
mm.
that's enforcing this to be a thing.
Got you. That's basically what I'm saying.
God damn. This nigga Dre shooting for the gym again. God damn it. God damn it. Bro. Ever since this nigga then tapped into what the hell feminism is, he's been on 30, fuck a 10, fuck a 20.
What is the dumbest thing we could have ever thought of?
And here's the thing, bro. Everything, like, it's great to understand what the actual thing is that we're trying to break down. Because when you could break down something that isn't really a great thing to support, it puts it to the forefront of, wait, this is what it really is? Damn. Okay. Bet. We're going to switch it up. And once you break down what it really is, then you get to the deeper core of it. What spirit is connected to it, which is why when y'all was saying earlier, what spirit is like influencing that. What that does is open up the spiritual side of it because everything starts out spiritual. When you can understand the spiritual side of it and you can attach yourself with what it is, then you can use defensive strategies to manipulate that spirit to face itself. Because a lot misery loves company. If misery loves company, make that spirit face itself to see what it's really going through, and then a change can happen. However, it's going to take fucking time. We just don't know how long it'll take. And usually time speeds up certain things like that if more people know about it. That's why it's great that, we do this. This stuff like this is very important why we do this because it puts things to the forefront because if we can have more traditional women, we could have more complete families, we could have more communities, and we could have better, consistent, generational people.
We just have a better flourishing society than what we got.
Exactly. And the best way to play make that happen is showcasing stuff like this because majority of people is not going on live stream talking about feminism and shit like that. They're going on live stream probably playing or doing bullshit or I don't know, a whole lot of hoopla. And that's not saying the hoopla is technically bad, but if that's being pushed more than this is on a daily basis, on a second to second swiping basis, we're fucked. And we're gonna end it like
Hold
that.
on, bro.
Ah shit. You got more to say?
One last point.
All right.
One last point to push it home. Before then, back in the days, before feminism, when we had the gender roles, women had more power than they have now. How do you think we got the 19th Amendment? How do you think we got the prohibition?
Mm, I don't
Women
know.
weren't even able to vote.
Damn. Well, yeah, I don't
You know
know.
why they were able to do that? Because women were seen as valuable because they had the moral high ground.
Mm,
Now we're in a society where they do not because they are a part of the political system.
mm,
So because women vote, now we're seeing more degeneracy.
yeah.
Degeneracy keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing because women have lost the moral high ground to become a political cog, to become a office guinea pig,
Damn.
to become an idol, if you will, when they had all the power back then and they didn't even have the right to vote. Do you know how hard it is to get an amendment in the Constitution?
No, I do not. But I feel like this is a hell of a process.
It is very difficult. I don't know the process fully myself, but I know that it takes a lot of time. But women were able to do that without them even having to vote.
Mm. So you're saying because women are in politics themselves and projecting that energy of they're equal to men, their morality lowers and degeneracy rises.
Yeah, because the moral high ground is gone.
Mm.
Women were seen as the moral high ground because they were more within, I'll just say, the empathetic, because I
Mhm.
don't have the best word right now, but the
Yeah.
empathetic side of society.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I can agree.
But now they're at a point to where they're trying to get in the logical side
Mm.
of society, and that's not their role.
Hmm. I think it's time we're at a point now where we need to elevate and redefine roles for men and women. It's not saying discontinue what's already available. It's more about renegotiating what is available and how we can make it more virtuous for both sides. Because do I think women shouldn't be in politics at all? I don't really know. I can't say enough to really, I don't know enough to really say that. But what I can say is, I don't think that men nor women should avoid that each gender has different kind of like ways of looking at things and can give a better perspective. really the whole voting system itself is shit anyway.
It is.
So like that's a whole nother layer to it.
I'll ask you a question though.
What up?
You have one of two options.
Okay.
You have to choose between these two.
One or two. Okay.
One, your government
Uh
leads either by option one, pure logic,
huh.
or option two, pure emotion.
Option one, because pre-emotion, we gonna have bombs in this bitch really soon.
Good. You just advocated for women not to be in politics.
Oh, well, we gonna end it up there.